Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. We're early today. We're a lot earlier than normal, and I think that just looking back, I think I could have done a better job of letting or reminding everybody that today was early. So if you're watching this at 2 o'clock and you're like, grr, I missed the live stream, I'm so sorry. I should have been posting like 2, 3 days ago. Totally slipped my mind, but we're here and we're rocking, and that's what's important. So, yeah, how is everyone doing today? I'm feeling kind of weird being this early in this the stream. It's kind of like it feels just weird. I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't put my finger on it, but it feels good to be in front of the camera for at least a little bit today, before I have to boogie off this afternoon to watch a musical with my family, which is why we are not going as of later. So, a few things that I wanted to share with all of you before I jump into this here is that I have a new cat. Not Milo. Milo's still here. Milo's still rocking and rolling. But I have a new cat named Luna. It is not short for the moon. It is short for lunatic, because she's crazy. But we got her from a friend of a friend who basically needed to find a home for Luna. She couldn't have her in her house due to the other cats, and so it was a really tricky situation, because Luna had been adopted as well from the shelter, and so they were trying to find a way to navigate that. And so we said, hey, we'll give it a try, and here we are with two cats. So Luna isn't in the room as of right now. Perhaps I'll show her another day. Oh, I can see her little paws at the door. That's so funny. So yeah, so that's kind of a fun little update. What else is new? Not much. Kind of working on some. Probably the biggest thing I've ever tried to take on recently. I'll share more about that probably down the road, but very stressful in that sense. But not like there's no timeline, so that's kind of cool. But I am looking at releasing music by the end of next month. So basically all of the orchestral stuff that we've looked at, all of the songwriting stuff potentially, well, not all of it, but chip away at it, start doing that in the next month or so. So I'm really excited about that, but yeah, more to come on that for sure. So that's kind of all that's going on with me. I wanted to say hello to a few of us in the chat here. We've got Jason. Hello, Jason. Welcome. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Who else do we have? Carol. Hello, Carol. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Music Video Piano, I just saw jumped in. Welcome back. Great to see everyone. Hey, Mally's here. Hello, Mally. Welcome. Beard. Yes, I have a beard now. That's also something new. Because of Movember. No Shave Movember. Of course, you gotta grow the beard for Movember. You got to. I feel like I'm really far away. Closer. There we go. That's nice. That's much better. Awesome. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird day. We're streaming early, but that's okay. We'll be back into it here in no time. Okay. So last time we were talking about ear training and how we can go about, writing different melodies and all that kind of stuff. If you missed that stream, totally fine. But what I do want to show you guys today is some different kind of tools that you can use in order to continue growing your ear training and all that good stuff. So I wanted to show you guys that today, just for a little bit, and then dive into basically just dive into a new piece or a new song, or we start looking at the ear training thing. I'll let you guys decide. I'm kind of open to anything today at this point. I kind of want to not have my bookmarks open. Can I hide those? I'm not sure. Okay, well, c'est la vie. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this site here in just a sec. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. Okay, so this beautiful website that I am not associated with at all whatsoever But hey, if they see this, they're more than welcome to reach out. I will plug their site all day. This is a free site, of course. If they help you, please purchase the app. So if you feel like, they've done a really good job, you can go in and, purchase whatever exercises you need. I know there are some other kind of resources out there, but I was talking to someone who had watched the stream, and they were like, hey, like, I use this. Is this okay? Is this a good exercise? Is this a good tool? And I was like, well, that's crazy. If you guys are looking for different tools, well, I have a really cool list of resources. So musictheory.net, it's fantastic. You can go in, all of the exercises are there. There's some tools you can check out as well. I mean, the products I haven't looked at too much. You can explore that on your own if you'd like. So there's tools. So there's a scale calculator, there's a chord calculator, there's an analysis calculator. I mean, come on. Fantastic stuff there in the tools section. But I want to focus in on the exercises, because this is the thing that's going to help you increase your ear training or increase your music abilities just as a whole. You can go in and say, okay, maybe I want to do key signature identification. Boom. What is this? Well, we know it's no sharps, no flats. Boom. C major. Great. What about this next one? Well, we know that it's got 4 sharps. Okay. Well, that's kind of crazy. If I know it's 4 sharps, I have to do the circle of fifths. So 1, 2, 3, 4 down the circle I'm doing this side, but it's on the right side of the circle, right? And we have Father Charles goes down, which means what is our key signature? Well, it's the key of E. There you go. Now we have the key of A, this kind of thing. If you can get really, really quick at looking at that, boom. Sight reading solved. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean. Sight reading, a step forward, of course. Mally, I see your question. I would love to answer it today. Let's do that after this. Interval identification. Now this, my friends, is huge. You can look at this all day and still not know what the heck it is. It's so hard to figure out. Essentially, you have to use the bottom note, work your way up to the top note, always bottom to top, and figure out what is the distance. Well, these flats are decoys, because right now we've got G to A sharp. This means it's an augmented second. Crazy. What about this? This is E to A flat. Well, that means it's a tritone or a diminished fourth. What? E flat. Oh, darn it. I forgot the key signature. So it's E flat and A flat. That's a perfect fourth. See? There you go. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. So you can check those out, see how it goes, that kind of thing. Okay. I want you to check out all these if you're interested, but this section right here, this pink section, ear training, is super cool. Now, this is hard. I have a very hard time doing this. Keyboard ear training is basically they just play a note and you have to identify it. Crazy hard. Note ear training, also crazy hard. This guy is your secret weapon. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn up my music here from my computer, because it seems to not be coming through, which is totally fine. Just kidding. No, it's not. Let's try it again. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, so what is this interval? This is the question. This is a really hard question to answer, and there's a debate, right? What is it? Well, there's one right answer and only one. I'm gonna do this so you guys can see that little squares a little bit better. Now, how do we figure this out? Well, there's some songs we can associate with these. There's some kind of distances. You can sing the notes in your head, right? Da, da, da. Cool. So I'm thinking 3, but I know a song that is associated with a 3. It's called O Canada. And if you know O Canada, the national anthem, you'll know that the first part, or ba bum ba ba, right, do do, that's a minor third. There it is. Now it happens right away, right? You're like, oh no, I missed it. What? You can go in and change the settings. So you can change it to next question immediately. Nuh-uh. I want to wait after. Just want to wait. Oh my goodness. Da da da. Right? So la da 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 da. Ooh, spicy. I'm going to say this is a minor 7th. There it is. Okay. So minor 7th. How did I figure it out? Well, I know major 6 really, really well. My bonnie lies over, da da, and then this was da da, just a little bit higher. So I figured, hey, minor seventh. I also know minor seventh sounds really nice compared to major seventh, so I knew just based off of those deductions that this is the interval. And this is something you can practice all the time. The first few tries, I can guarantee you it's going to be really hard and you're not going to be able to see kind of what you've got going on there. But the more you do this, the easier it gets. Now, I would recommend you take these intervals and you only focus on the first 5 for to start. So you can just take everything away. Bye-bye. No more. See you later. And just work with these. Unison. Great. All right? But when you are ready to expand, you can go back and click those, or you can only focus on one to really memorize it. There's tons of different ways you can use this tool, and it's free. It's super cool. You can go into the 9ths, the 11ths, the 10ths, the 12ths, the 13ths, the 14ths. 12ths are just kind of weird. There's only one diminished 12th and perfect 12th. They're 11s. Sorry, they're just 5s up an octave. So that's kind of weird, but you would never see a 12th in music ever, but that's okay. In interval world, though, you'd have to know it's a 12th, so it's kind of a weird discrepancy there. I don't know why. Yeah, and then you can play around with that. So that is what I wanted to show you guys today, because last week we talked about all of the ear training stuff, and maybe you started practicing that. Maybe you were working on it, and you're like, this isn't working too well. Well, go in and try these exercises out. This is musictheory.net. It's a fantastic resource. I cannot wait to see if you guys can try it for next week. If you guys are interested. Musictheory.net. That's it. I put it in the chat there for you. So you just click that, put it in Google or Firefox or whatever you use, and boom, gone. So very, very cool site. So shout out to musictheory.net. Big win there. Okay. There is a music theory question today, which I'm really stoked about, from Mally. Now, Mally, what on earth is your theory question about a song? I'm interested. I'm intrigued as to what song you are referring to and what your question may be. So we'll give Mally some time here to type that in the chat, and see where we go from there. Very cool. So yeah, like I said, it's weird streaming at 10 a.m. for me. I'm not super into it as much as the 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. I'm wide awake. I'm ready to go. Like, I've had a full morning and a half to like get stuff in my head and ready to go, plan this out. It's very, very cool. Oh, Jason McCall has a question too here. Let's talk about this. I like this. This is Q&A day. This is good. Bring on the questions. Can we see different ways to orchestrate the chord progressions other than having strings, etc., playing the chord during the whole bar? I'm thinking ostinatos or something that works with faster tracks. Okay. So how do we orchestrate chords, essentially, is the question. Or how do we orchestrate chord progressions? Well, the first thing we need to do is do a chord progression. Why does the melody... Oh, okay. Cool. Great question, Melly. Let's talk about that. I'm going to answer Jason's first here. But if you could link me up with a link to the song, if you can, that would be fantastic, so we can listen to it together, just the first little bit. Okay, I'm going to open up Finale and get some orchestration kind of stuff ready here. Can we see different ways to orchestrate the chord progression other than having strings? Okay, so no strings. Playing the chord. Okay, cool. So basically what we're looking at here is not necessarily how do we change the chord progression, but how do the instruments work is a better question, right? And a lot of the time when we have these different instruments, right, especially if we're not used to them, we don't know what we're doing, how we're using them, that kind of thing. The link is right there. Is it? Uh-oh. Do I have links set to not go? That would be a bummer. Hold on. Stream settings. Stream latency. Uh-oh. Okay, Mally, stand by with that link. I might need you to send me that somewhere else here. But hold on. Okay. Can we see different ways to orchestrate the chord progression other than having strings? Okay, cool. So let's pick some instruments here. I'm thinking we're not going to use strings, of course. Let's use... Okay. I think what we could do is use like brass, which would be kind of cool. With some piano and other things, maybe. Piano is pretty straightforward. Piano, you can play the chords, you can play the arpeggios, you can do pretty much everything. It's very diverse. Whereas other instruments, maybe not so much. So let's do this. I'm going to put brass choir down. Okay, cool. So there's lots of instruments here. We don't really need them. I'm going to put 2 French horns, 2 trombones, a bass trombone, euphonium tuba, trumpets. Great. Let's also add some... let's see here. Some acoustic guitar. Why not, right? Why not? Oh, that'll be fun. Okay, just for fun. And then perhaps we use... Just trying to think. So ostinatos are really cool, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit here with our mallet instruments. So xylophone, marimba, all that kind of stuff. Just super cool. Okay. I'm going to just organize this a little bit better and then good to go. Okay. No, I don't want to save the changes. Okay. I'm going to use C major. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use D major. Challenge you a little bit here. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Sorry for the setup. Let's talk about this. Okay. So the chord progression example here, what we're going to use is we're going to use these 4 measures. That's it. Okay. Really cool. Let's see what examples we can use with this. So let's say, for example, I have this chord progression. I've got D major, I've got A major, I've got B minor, and then I've got E minor, which is 1, 5, 6, 2. Okay. Super, super cool. But kind of weird. Kind of a weird chord progression. Kind of nifty. So what do we do? What do we do with this? Well, we can do a lot of things. Depending on our melody, right? Our melody will dictate kind of what needs to happen. Now, certain instruments use melody better than others, right? So if I throw the melody in my tuba, it's probably not going to sound great just because the tuba is more of a backbone as opposed to the forefront, the one who carries the melody. Tubas and basses and all those kind of lower ends, they're the ones who are supporting. Mid-ranged instruments like French horns, they're great for melodies, right? Because you can dance little sprinkles of high stuff on top, and they still kind of hold their own. So French horn might be a great place to start here with melody. Trumpets are also great with melody, but trumpets kind of take over the band. They kind of cut through everything like a hot knife through butter, and they just take over. It's very similar to piccolo. Piccolo as well is very kind of like in your face. So you have to be careful with what kind of instruments you're using for different parts. Because if you're not careful, what happens is you can kind of lose the balance of the orchestra. And I know, Jason, you're probably familiar with this concept, I know, but maybe some of us in the chat are kind of like, oh my goodness, I never thought of it that way. So that's kind of cool. So let's talk about what we can use for playing a chord during the whole bar. If my melody is this, let's go for here. Oh, before I do that, let's make sure the audio is working, because that would suck. Yeah, I think we're good. Great. Yep, we good. We good. Cool. I'll turn that up a little bit. Okay. So Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay. The E minor might change. I don't really like E minor there, but I'm going to challenge myself and try and keep it. Let's hear this melody, just the French horn. So now we can... Sorry, that's chord playback. My bad. Let's turn that off. Okay, let's try that now. Cool. That's a cool melody. A little fast for French horn. Da 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 da. Yeah, let's do that. Great. Okay, so now we've got a melody. Let's double up with our French horn part because that's going to be the easiest thing to do here. Okay, and I'll put the double bar lines so we can kind of see where we're going to finish. Okay, now what do we do with the rest of this crazy stuff? Well, trombones are great for harmony. And if you are trying to figure out ways to fill in these blanks with the chords, maybe we do a little bit of a rhythmic shift. Okay, so ba 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 ma, da, ba ba. We kind of do like an echo almost. So let's try that. So it's a B. Oh, come on now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be B minor. Yeah, but that's B harmonic minor, technically. Okay. Let's try that. Not what I want. So B, B, B. That'll just be nice and simple. Okay. So what did I do? Well, I used rhythmic displacement, which is kind of a sneaky little trick. So if you're looking to fill in chords and you feel like everything's become very, very blocky, where it's like, okay, chord, 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 chord. Use some rhythms, use some rhythms, and just plunk in some rests, right? That could be a really cool way. And then what did I do here? I'm kind of leading into the next chord with my trombone part. So C sharp is the part of A major. So this is kind of almost hinting, right, at, hey, we're coming in here. But you wouldn't think that looking at this way. You're like, oh, that's a G and a C sharp. That's like a tritone. That's weird. But it works, right? It works really well. What? Crazy, right? So kind of a weird thing you can do. Now, the cool thing with these rhythm displacements is that you can make some harmonies with it. There you go. Something like that. Now, I don't like the E minor. I really don't. I would change it to D major or something like that. Nah. Yeah. Nice. I actually like that better. That's cool. Super sweet. Oh, I'm saving. I don't need to save it. Okay, so that's a rhythm displacement. Now we've got bass trombone. I'm going to do this. Just going to go. I'm going to line this up with my tuba. So a bass note can have a lot of movement, or it can't, or or you can restrict the movement. And what that does is it creates this like this drone, and it's a really cool sound. We get this. Right? It's really cool. So we got this. Oh, stop saving. Not shaving. Saving. Cool. Let's try that. Kind of neat, right? So we've got some different chords kind of sprinkled in here, or some different kind of variations. But yeah, kind of neat. Okay, we've got a question from Carol, and Carol, congratulations, you're the first person to notice this. Why are these 4, 3, and 2 sharps in different instruments? This is a fantastic question. Okay, now we talked a little bit about chords and sprinkling this all through, right? But we can't have the same chords if it's all of the different sharps. This is weird. So here's what we're gonna do. Watch this. Display concert pitch. Boom. Everybody's got 2 sharps. Now what on earth happened? Why? What? Huh? So concert pitch is where the instrument is naturally supposed to be played. Concert pitch is different for various instruments. Trumpet, if you play a C, will sound like a B flat. So if you are playing in the key of C, you're actually playing in the key of B flat on a trumpet, which is really strange to think about. And different instruments have different ways of doing this. If I go back to the other way, boop, French horn has 3 sharps. So when you're playing in the key of D major, you're actually playing in the key of A major, which is a perfect 5th up. So a French horn is a perfect 5th up, or it's a 4th down. I can't remember. Either way, it's just a circle of 5ths up is that's how I remember it. The trumpet, there you go, is a major 2nd above. So B flat to C, that's a major 2nd. D to E is also a major 2nd, and that is the key signature of E major. So even if we're playing the key of D, technically, from the piano's perspective, we're actually playing in the key of E for the trumpet's perspective. And it's something that's very challenging to think about when you're writing for different instruments. Now, all of the instruments that have 2 sharps, these are concert instruments. These we don't have to worry about. They're going to be playing exactly where we want them to be, regardless of being in concert pitch or not. A great question. I wish I could dive into that more, but I'm going to answer Jason's, and then I want to answer Mally's question as well. Figure out the link there. Mally, if you could send that to me over Facebook, I'm not sure if that would be easier. I'm just going to check to see if you've already done that. I have to switch my accounts. Just give me a minute. Let's see here. No, don't see anything yet. Cool. So yeah, if you want to send that send that my way, either on Facebook or on Instagram, that would be great. Yeah, let's see if we can get that link in there. Okay, so let's go back to Jason's question. There we go. So we've got some drones here now, which is kind of cool. What? That's a D minor? I want E minor, bro. Oh. Ha. Got it. Never mind. We're good. Because it changes the chords. Got it. Okay. Got it. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Cool. So I'm gonna do this just because I need something concert related that's gonna hold the ground together here. So D, E minor. What did I say it was? Oh, goodness gracious. E minor. Oh no, this was A. Okay, cool. Hold on. I want to dive into the guitar part here because I want to show you guys what guitar players would do in this case. Okay, so really cool stuff, really fun. Trumpets, I think would just be very kind of like doom or something like horn related like that, which would be kind of cool. Um, there we go. Cool. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much, Mally. Appreciate that. Okay. That's great. Nice. Sweet. Okay, I think I've got it. I'm just going to see if I've got the link. I'm getting so distracted today, but it's fine. Because it's all... There it is. Got it. Okay, thank you very much, Mally. Appreciate it. We will look at that right away here. Awesome. Very good. Glad that worked. I'm only used to the keyboard. I understand now. Thank you. Yay! Good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Nice job. Good question, Carol. Okay, so Jason, if you're using trumpets and you want to fill out this chord, instead of just putting whole notes, which is, I think, kind of what everyone expects to do with trumpets, trumpets are really hard to write for because they seem very busy. They sound weird. And if they're too light, then it's like, did I put enough? Trumpet players are kind of just there to chill. A lot of the time, if you watch orchestra performances, they're just chilling until the big moments. So let's maybe use this for the big moments. So, da, 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 da. That seems fun. And then we go like this and just kind of build. Let's try that for measure 3. Cool. That's really not E minor anymore, but that's okay. I'm just going to delete that because it's not even E minor. I don't even know what chord that is. I think it's D major or something like that. I think my brain just went there naturally anyway. Okay. Very cool. So the trumpets are very good at making that happen. Okay, let's try that with some harmonies now. I like that better, I think. Nice. That's really cool. And then you can maybe play with these harmonies as well. Da-da. Da-da. And then maybe we go da-da. Let's try the A. Let's just try it. Why not? It's very crunchy. Let's just put it there for now. I would probably switch that out with the first trumpet, but this is just an example, so. Nice. Yeah, super cool. Stop saving. So with this, we've done rhythmic displacement. We've kind of created different types of rhythms. So we've got half notes versus quarter notes and rests. And then we've got some eighth notes, some more half notes. And then we've got a big drone in the bass. So there's lots of different things that you can do in order to create diversity in your score. That's what you're going for. You're looking for diversity in your score. Now, let's just look at the acoustic guitar here, because you were talking about ostinatos. And I think that is a great way to continue a pattern throughout. However, if you don't have everything else that we've just done on top of it, it'll just sound like a repeating pattern, and you're going to lose your audience. They're going to get really bored with that because it doesn't change. So Okay. So this guitar part is very busy. This is a very classical kind of guitar part where we're doing broken chords. So D major is just broken up into different spots. Do 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 do. And then A major broken up into different spots starting on the third note of the chord. Do 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 do. And I put the C sharp there and the C sharp there and the A, and then the E comes in later. Okay, so take a listen to this. Kind of cool, but it's very busy. We don't like it, right? So this was not ostinato. This was just different. Now let's say I want to do an ostinato. So I would say we're going to go dum, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. Now I'm going to do this and drag it here. Change that to A again. Okay. And now I'm going to keep this ostinato all the way through just to see if it works. Not quite. So I'd have to change just a little bit. It's very hard to find an ostinato that goes all the way through. And then I'm going to go here with B minor. And maybe I'll put I'll go to B. And then we'll go to dum 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 to the A. Okay, so I've changed the ostinato a little bit at the end. I'm going to go back and make it the full ostinato, okay? But I could put a C sharp there because that's going to change it ever so slightly to make it lead into the next part, which is kind of cool. So let's go back. Let's see if this works. That honestly could work better as a D note there, but that's okay. We're going to do the same thing with the marimba to see if that sounds cool. Cool. So the example here is not that this is an ostinato. You could put an ostinato here, but the idea is that you can have a kind of a churning part underneath all of the busy. And that is going to drive the pulse forward, right? Having this just kind of this plowing through, right? And if you have that, fantastic. But always make sure there's more on top that can kind of change and drastically manipulate the sound so that you're not going to have a bored audience or you're not going to get bored with a specific idea. That's going to kind of diversify your score quite a bit. Okay, great. I think that answers the question. If you have any more questions, Jason, you'd like to follow up, please let me know. We can do that here, or you can do that privately as well. But yeah, I think now we're going to dive into Mally's question because I am running on a little bit of a time crunch. So let's say, okay, Jason, this has been great. Thank you, Sam. Awesome. I'm very happy to hear that this has been good. But yeah, it's a very simple concept. In talking about it, doing it way harder. So always try to be thinking about rhythmic displacement. How can I change up the rhythm a little bit to make it a little bit spicier? Where are my busy parts? Where are my less busy parts? And balance those out. Instrument specific rules. So trumpet being kind of an energy builder versus, a French horn, which is a more kind of stable melodic instrument that's going to hold it together better than others, right? And then the tuba, right? We're not going to have the tuba playing melody most of the time. We're going to have the tuba playing the big, heavy, low backbone parts that holds everything together, like the big glue that kind of sticks it all together. And then if you have an ostinato, making sure that that's kind of supporting whatever you've done earlier, or write the ostinato and then write stuff that's going to support that ostinato later. there's no right or wrong way to do this, but it is kind of a balancing act of where is the sound, how is it sounding, what could I add, what can I take away, what should I take away. All of these questions you can ask yourself while writing this kind of stuff. So very cool, though. Very good question. That was awesome. It was hard for me to answer, but I think I got a really good answer there for you. So great stuff. Now, Mally, you have a question. And Mally's question is this. Why does the melody work with the accompaniment? The melody appears to clash with the first two notes. So we are going to dive into this. This video is called Within Temptation, Forgiven. This is the live video. This was from their fourth studio album, the band Within Temptation. This is from their album, The Heart of Everything, 2007. Let's see what we've got here. I'm going to just wait for the ad to play because that's always fun. Super cool. Always a great time. Oh, you know what? I need this on this computer. Whoops. My bad. I need to do that over here. Don't save. Yeah, we're good. Okay, sweet. One moment. Loading. So, well, I hope everyone's having a great weekend so far today. It's been kind of a cool, very busy week before Christmas. Feels like everything's just flying. It's crazy. Okay, we're into the business suite now. Okay, sweet. There we go. That's better.
Listen.
Ads. Ads. I hate ads. Okay. There we go. Welcome to this performance. Now, the first two melody notes clash with the chords. So we're going to listen for these first two melody notes here. Okay. Tricky. Let's take a listen. Okay. So we've got this really cool. That's weird. G. My goodness. Okay, sweet. Super cool. I think that's going to do it there. Okay, cool. I'll put that up. So, E flat, F major, G minor, and then B flat major is our key signature. So, great question. So what's the piano player playing? I think it's the same note, Mally. Hold on.
Couldn't save you from the start.
Okay. Interesting. Got it. So it's not in the key of E flat major. It's actually in the key of B flat major. So that's step 1. Step 2, the melody starts on number 4. Couldn't save you, and then it reaches the tonic. It does not sound like number 1. It sounds like it's like just floating, right? Sounds like a 5. It's super sneaky. So they start here. Your ear gravitates to that being home bass, but it's actually that note, which is home bass, which is super sneaky. I love stuff like this. It's super fun, but super, super tricky. So this is F, which is the 5, which was why I went like, I was playing this and I was like, why am I doing that? This is the dominant sound. And then it goes, that's probably what you're hearing. So that B flat to E flat. But he's playing E flat. So it's E flat and E flat to start the song, but it's in the key of B flat. So I think that is why that's why it sounds so crunchy. It's because you have this like super low bass note, and then they move into the F. So that's probably what you're hearing, that little like the little crunch. But correct me if I'm wrong, because that the first 2 notes in the melody are 2 semitones lower than what the piano plays at the same time.
Couldn't save you.
Oh, there. I see what you're saying. Sorry, I now understand. Right here.
Couldn't save you from the start.
Okay. This is just I don't, you guys probably didn't hear that. Hold on.
Couldn't save.
Right there. Da, da. The piano player does this really cool thing. Right now.
Couldn't save.
So that is F and G. Which is kind of a crunchy sound. That is what we're talking about. Mally, great ears. It took me a second to hear that. That was cool. Okay, so what's happening here is not this. The piano player is not just playing random notes because he can, right? He's like, all right, I'm gonna play these random things and la di da, right? There is some kind of weird sciencey method to his madness. If you listen to the melody in the piano, it's a rotating pattern. It's almost like an ostinato, if you will, but a very short one, or a repeating pattern. So what the piano player is doing is creating almost like a flow, or trying to, with the same kind of pattern. Now, I think, I haven't heard the original version, but I think he may have been able to pick some better notes. I think. But maybe it was supposed to be crunchy. I'm not sure. But when you have this, oh, that's her. My bad. When you have this active choice, that's kind of the sound we get. This little cluster. Yeah? But with this cluster, it happens so fast that we barely notice it. And Mally, the fact that you noticed it, very cool. You have very good ears. Right? But we have this this crunchy sound. And it's so weird. It's so weird. So piano player is just trying to create a pattern. That's why it's there. That's what's trying to happen. right? It sounds very, very, very beautiful without the melody. But as soon as you add that melody, it's a very crunchy sound. So kudos to the singer for picking her note out right away. Right? It's kind of cool. I think it's just a matter of the piano player picking either a wrong note or the melody was supposed to be kind of keeping that sound. But it happens so quickly that a lot of the time when music does have these really hard, crunchy sounds, if you do it fast enough, no one will notice, or it'll sound just cool enough to say, you know what, that was awesome. Let's move on, type of thing, right? Because if I go like this, I go, right? You didn't really mind the crunch, right? It's kind of cool. You forget about it, right? If it goes fast enough. And so that's, I think, partly what's happening here. Not intentionally, I don't think. I think it was just the piano player trying to make some cool little backup thing. Or maybe that's how the song goes. That's how they wrote it. Depends, right? But some people really like the crunches, some people don't. And that's just how the nature of the song is written in that way. So, yeah, super cool. It's super, super cool. Only because I tried to play an instrumental version. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, so you get that weird, wacky crunch, like, right as soon as you play your note. And it's like, wow, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, yeah. Okay, I want to listen to see what happens after this.
Couldn't save you from the start. Love you so it hurts my soul.
That's a funky shirt. Okay. Yeah. So the piano has a definite melody that's counterbalancing the vocal melody. And I think that counter melody is just, for those small little instances, they are clashing with the melody notes in the vocals. And it's just, yeah, it's just the way it was written, I would say. So yeah, that's, I think, why they clash. Great question, though. Super cool. Why does the melody work? Mostly just because of the cluster. Clusters sound really good on piano and in vocals if they're done well. If you have like a cluster that's like this, that's not so good, right? You get that weird like crunchy sound. You get this like not so great. If you get this, all right, just the first three notes of the major scale, boom, nailed it. Those are great clusters as well. There's a cluster there. So clusters are all over the place in piano, especially with chord progressions, and they can really help you. Love that song. Yeah, it's a great tune. Really good tune. But yeah, clusters can work in certain scenarios, and this is one of those scenarios where it kind of works. So cool, guys. Awesome. Great. Super cool. Great questions. If you have any more, toss them in the chat. We don't have too much more time. I have to boogie here pretty quick to go and get to the musical on time. But I'll play some piano for you. Wrap things up today. That was a great stream. Lots of fun. I'm so glad we have so many of us here today. I was really worried that the time change would kind of mess with people. And if you forgot, I do apologize. And if you're sitting here going, oh, I wish I was there, I am very, very sorry. I should have been posting more. I always forget to post about the streams. I have to get into a habit of doing that. But yeah, we'll be back next week, normal time. Saturdays at 2 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Or is it Mountain District now? I don't know. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Don't even know. Cool. All right. I'm also feeling pretty good. I went like clothes shopping yesterday for the first time in a long time, so I got some brand new outfits you guys are gonna see on stream, which is gonna be cool. Not that it matters, but it's kind of fun. Okay, let's do some piano. For some reason, there we go. I was having a hard time hearing it, but I think it's better now. always the question. There we go. Yeah. Picked the wrong key. There we go. I see trees of green, red roses too, and I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see babies cry, watch them grow. There's so much more. Oh, there we go. And I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. All those pretty faces of people walking by. I see, what is it? Friends shaking hands, say, how do you do? Oh, they're really saying that I love Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to do a little talking outro thing. Some of these chords I've totally forgotten. But we made it through. I'll have to practice this one a little bit. So we'll be back next week, same time. Well, not the same time as this one. It'll be about 2 o'clock, same as the old stream. So this is just the one-off for the musical that I'm going to, called Hadestown. So if you want to see a really cool musical, go see Hadestown. It's really cool. Based off of the Orpheus thing, Greek mythology. Kind of cool story. All right, let's finish this up. And we'll say bye. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. No, 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 no. No, I think to myself, That was sweet. So much fun. So much fun. That was great. Hey, Scooter Snoop. How's it going? Super cool. Thanks for joining us here today. Super fun. Come back next week, 2:00 p.m. Mountain District time. We'll be hanging out, playing some more tunes. And I'll remember the words and the chords. Terrible at remembering words and chords. I really is my Achilles heel. All right, everybody. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me today. Lots of fun as always. I really appreciate you being here. More stuff to come. But in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And happy Thanksgiving to anyone in the United States. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Us Canadians have it early. I don't know why. But maybe the turkeys just, they're around earlier here and then they move south. I don't know. Who knows? They get their passports and they just hop the border. Anyway, awesome. Thank you again so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your week. See you later. Go say hi to your loved ones. Go listen to some music. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for